guys, welcome to Module 4. So in this module, we're going to be covering off all of the league-based stuff. So Coach Stu is going to take you guys through a walkthrough of what the setup looks like, the differences between the regular field and the league-sized fields. We're also going to be covering off the under 4 scrimmages, so the 3s and 4s classes, how we set up scrimmage, some different ways to facilitate them, and then we're going to go back to the league stuff, and we're going to cover off the under 6s and under 8 scrimmages. On screen, you're going to see some of the game rules that we're going to cover. Also in your training notes, they'll have more information about the specifics of the differences between scrimmaging in the older groups and the younger groups. Okay guys, once you finish your water break, I'm going to have Alexa and Olivia come to the orange spots, and Stu, you're going to come with me on the blue spots. Come on in. 5, 4, 3, 2. Perfect. Okay, take a seat. All right guys, so we have our soccer game starting now. So we're going to go into scrimmage. Now, what we're going to do for scrimmage today is we are going to have 2 different teams, okay? So me and Coach Stu, we're going to be on the blue team. So we are going to be at the blue spots, okay? And Olivia and Alexa are going to be on the red team, and they are going to have the orange spots, okay? So a couple things that I want you guys to make sure that we know. Now, number 1, if Coach Alexa and Coach Olivia are down there and that is their net, are they going to score on that net, or are they going to score on this net? Yeah, you guys are going to score on the blue team's net. And Stu, which net are we going to score on? That's right, we're going to score on the red team's net, okay? So we want to make sure that we are going in the direction across from us, okay? We're not going to turn around and score on our own nets, okay? So we are going to have Olivia and Alexa with the red pennies. I'm going to have you guys go ask Mom and Dad to put your pennies on really quickly. And Stu, since we're already wearing blue, we're going to stay in the blue one, okay? So Olivia and Alexa have their pennies on. Perfect. Come on back. Awesome. Okay, guys. So every time we start our soccer game, Coach is going to give the ball to one team, okay? Now, another thing that I want us to know, we have our boundaries. So we have our white lines all around our field. So whenever the ball goes outside of the white line, Coach is going to say, freeze! And what does freeze mean? Stop. We have to stop wherever we are, okay? Because Coach will go and run, and we're going to go get the ball. So another thing, when we're playing our soccer game, if the blue team has the ball, what is the red team going to do?
Take it away.
That's right. They're going to try and take it away from us. And if the red team has the ball, what are we going to do?
Steal.
We're going to steal it back from them, okay? So we're going to give each other a team name. We're going to be the blueberries today, and you guys are going to be the strawberries today, okay? So remember, we're not going to use our hands at all, because what happens if we put our hands down and somebody goes to kick? We might get hurt. We might get our fingers stepped on, and that will hurt really, really bad, okay? Now, the last thing I want you guys to remember is if somebody scores on us or somebody takes the ball from us, we are not going to get upset, okay? That's the whole point of the game. If somebody takes the ball from you, you want to try and get it back. And if somebody scores on your team, that's okay. We're going to try and score on the other team the next time, okay? So let's try to be positive, and we're going to share the ball together, okay? So I'm going to give the ball to the red team to start. So to start our game, we have to pass it to each other. So Olivia has to pass the ball to Alexa before the other team can start trying to get it, okay? And once we go, we want to make sure that we try and pass the ball to our own team. So blue passes to blue, red passes to red. Okay, are you guys ready?
Yeah.
Okay, whenever you're ready, Olivia, go. Nice job. Okay, let's go, team. Nice job. We want to try to pass it to each other. Oh, nice job, Alexa. All right, everybody, back to our spots. Show me where your spots are. Good work. So, since the red team scored, the blue team gets to kick the ball. So, Coach is going to pass it to Stu, and we're going to start the game. Okay, ready? Go! Good job. Let's go. I'm open, Stu. Nice pass. Another pass. Oh, the red team got it. Oh, freeze. Good job. So, the red team kicked the ball out. Who do we think kicks the ball back in? The blue team. That's right. So, Stu, why don't you come on over here, buddy? So we're going to always put the ball back on the line, and Stu's going to pass it in. Now, when your team is on the line trying to pass it in, you got to make sure that you get open. And the red team, you got to try and block the other team. We're not going to block with our hands. We're going to try to block with our bodies. So Alexa or Olivia, one of you come over to blue. Come on over. person. And Olivia's gonna try to cover me, but I'm gonna try to get open for Stu. I'm open, Stu. I got it. Nice job. Oh, nice passing. Let's see if the red team can pass. Good job, Red. Yeah, take off. Nice job. Okay, back to our sides. Very good. Okay, we're gonna go one more time. We're gonna see if Stu and I can score. Okay, ready? Go. Good job, Stu. Good work. Keep going. Other way, Stu. Nice job. Okay, let's see if we can get the ball. I'm gonna see if I can pass it to Stu. He's open. Can he get it in? Yeah! Nice job, Stu. Very good. Okay. And back to our sides. And freeze. Okay guys, so a couple things to remember with scrimmage. You're always going to want to reiterate the rules a few times, especially in that opening circle. We want to make sure that we're going through things that we think the kids might get a little upset by. The number one thing that we find is that they're learning to share at this age, at the 3-4 age. They're just starting to get in the habit of sharing things with each other. So you might have some tears, you might have some kids getting upset if somebody takes the ball or if they get scored on. Your job as a coach is to make sure that you are encouraging them, that it is all a part of the game. We want to celebrate the other team's success, and we also want to try and get some goals on our own time. The biggest thing is not forcing that competition. We're not stressing the goal scoring and the score of the game. We want them to understand that their only job is to try to share with each other and try to make sure that they are being able to be happy for their other teammates. Now, there are a couple issues you might find as you go through scrimmage. One, if the ball goes out of play, all your kids are going to try to leave the field. So making sure that you are consistent with saying freeze anytime the ball goes out, and the only person that should be retrieving that ball should be you. The second thing that we might find as you go through is you might have some kids that start using their hands and start pushing each other because, again, they're just starting to learn how to share. So anytime you have any injuries or any situations where someone has pushed, always stop the game. Always bring everybody in together, have a conversation about it, and make sure that they know that they're not in trouble, but explain what happened. If somebody pushed, remind them that we want to keep our hands to ourselves. We want to try to only use our feet to pass the ball and not to get too upset about it. So those are a couple of the tips for the 3s and 4s scrimmaging. We're going to move on to the 6s and 8s.
Okay, as you can see, the big main difference between a league scrimmage and a class scrimmage is that there are 2 coaches on the field. It's not me trying to control 2 teams as we would do in a class situation. Here, each team has their own coach and you're responsible for your own players. That doesn't mean to say you're not encouraging the other team. We're still trying to be all inclusive. We want to encourage every player on the field, but your main responsibility is towards your own players. With that in mind, a huge factor of our league scrimmage is the substitutions. People register for our house league program because we guarantee even playing time for every player on the team, regardless if they're the strongest player or one of the weaker players. We make sure that everyone is playing the exact amount of time. That comes down to you to monitor it. You need to be prepared. You need to be in constant communication with the opposing coach. We don't want to get into situations where I'm making a sub, that takes 30 seconds, and then 1 minute later the opposing coach is making the same substitution. That's 1 minute that we could condense down into 30 seconds. So be in constant communication. Hey, next time the ball's going out, I'm going to do my subs. Okay, they do the same, and it's a lot less intrusive on the game. In terms of content of your coaching, similar to a class, we're super positive, super encouraging. If they score, make sure we're super hyped. If they concede, make sure we're bumping them back up again. Don't worry about it, head up, we'll get the next goal. Again, you can be a little bit more detailed in your feedback. We can say, okay, so we made this mistake due to this. Next time, maybe can we look into the space and try and switch the play, try and find space on the field. You can be a little bit more technical in your feedback.